Welcome back to Vagabond Awake.
This is Qiang from Hope Adventure.
This is Dan from Vagabond Awake. And so we spent about a month in Puerto Escondido, a month in Huatulco, and we also spent time in the beaches between there, 𝒍𝒊𝒏𝒈 and
𝒪🡢𝒊.
And we want to tell you first, just short, who belongs in each town, and it's the characterization, so please forgive us.
Okay.
So who belongs in Puerto Escondido?
I would say very young people, like 25 years old to 45 years old, and mostly they are surfer.
Yeah, big on surfing.
And they have a lot of restaurants, so that's why.
Yeah, I would agree, especially in Zicatela and Punta. Those are communities of Puerto Escondido. But Bacocha, a little bit, I would say north of there, not far, just 3 or 4 kilometers, a mile and a half for Americans, is a community of people that I would say maybe range 35 to 55.
Yes.
But they do have retired age people there in Puerto Escondido.
Yes.
What about Huatulco? What do you who belongs in Huatulco?
I'm so sorry to say that that's what you call snowbird.
Snowbird?
People want to escape the winter for 3 months or 4 months, 5 months.
Yeah. Yeah, and what, Canada, Americans, Europeans?
Mostly it's Canada.
Canada?
And Americans.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say that's pretty accurate. I would say there are some year-round retirees here in Huatulco, and they seem to congregate around the Old Town area of Huatulco, around the Zocalo, which is a city square where the church is and everything, which to me is an interesting area. It's where all the locals live.
Yeah, and because in Huatulco they have 9 bays and 36 beaches. If you are the snowbird who come here for 3 months, and you go to the beaches for 12,
2 beaches a week?
2 beaches a week. You even cannot finish the 36 beaches.
Yeah.
Plus they have the beach club here. They have a coffee plantation, the magic floor, the
Waterfalls,
museums, and the national park. There's a lot of activity for you to do for 3 months.
And there's even golf courses here. Some of you have been asking me, where are the golf courses? So.
Yes.
So who goes to 𝒍𝒊𝒏𝒈?
And 𝒪🡢𒊒?
Yeah.
I would say that if you can live on the tanks
In a tent.
and then you're just fishing for your boat, then �𝒊𝒏𝒈 and 𝒪🡢𒊒.
Fishing for your food every day?
I mean that if you can live like that basis, then you can choose.
Yeah, it's very rugged. And 𝒍𝒊𝒏𝒈 is a hippie village all the way back to the 60s and 70s. And even today, there's still, it's a nude beach. So it's very laid back, very hippie. And 𝒪🡢𒊒, how would you say it's different?
It's just like 𝒍𝒊𝒏𝒈 for me.
You think it's the same?
It's same.
I would say it's a little younger crowd, mainly judged by the music. When we were in 𝒪🡢𒊒, we heard house and trance, and I would say the crowd was a little younger.
Yeah, it's tourists and for the more younger people.
Yeah, it's a little younger.
Yes.
So I think that's who kind of congregates in each of the areas along the beaches of the state of Oaxaca, Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
And then we thought we would talk about maybe a few details for those of you who are looking for places to retire cheap. So what are your thoughts about food? Who would you say, of those communities, who would you rank in terms of has the best restaurants?
I would say I love the restaurant choices in Puerto Escondido. They have much more choices. Then it's Huatulco, then it's 𝒍𝒊𝒏𝒈 and 𝒪🡢𒊒.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Puerto Escondido first,
Yes.
then Huatulco,
Yes.
and then 𝒍𝒊𝒏𝒈. Yeah, I think that's
And in Puerto Escondido, their food is slightly cheaper than Huatulco. Huatulco, the food here mostly is like $10 per meal.
Yeah,
For
and-
one dish. Sorry. $10 per one dish.
in all the restaurants? You think?
Most of the restaurants.
But we were buying like 120
If
peso.
you go for the local restaurants,
Yeah?
yes.
Yeah, local restaurants.
Yes.
So you mean expats are interested in $10?
Yes.
And that makes sense if you think about it. Snowbirds coming down here, they're buying with Canadian and American dollars. To them, a $10 entree is a bargain.
Yeah, and Puerto Escondido, they have more vegetarian choices. a lot of vegetarian choices, very delicious local vegetarian choices.
Yeah, and I would say the dishes in Puerto Escondido range more around $6, $7, $8 instead of 10.
Yes.
But both have, but in Huatulco, if you live in the central area around the Zocalo, you'll find food carts on the streets where you can get 60 peso meals, which are like $3.
Actually, in Puerto Escondido, you have 60, 70 peso.
All over the place, yeah. So that's true in both places. So the low end of the market is in both Huatulco and Puerto Escondido.
What you range about the public market and the aspect grocery store?
I think Puerto Escondido has a large Mexican community, and they're not going to pay expat prices. And they have a beautiful public market there with fruits and vegetables and meats.
Yes, they
and you don't see that. I haven't seen it yet in Huatulco.
Yeah, you can find that soya meats, like a fillet type, the long ones.
Soy meats,
yeah. In the Tzicatela public market.
Yeah.
So far, we only find the like a chorizo type, the vegan soya meats in the local market. They don't have a big chunks.
Right. Yeah. So if you're a vegan or you're into soy meats and that kind of stuff, you have to shop in the local markets. We're not seeing it in the what we call expat markets.
Yes.
But so public markets, Puerto Escondido, Huatulco. Have you seen any public markets?
So far, it's far. It's called Santa Maria. It's about 1 hour.
Oh yeah.
It's a town. We are in the coast, so the public market is not really that
right.
cheap.
And so expat markets in Huatulco, Chihuahua, is that what it's called? And Soriana?
Yes.
Those are the two where you can get, most foreign foods.
Yes.
And it's more expensive. Even the fruits and vegetables are more expensive, but it's air conditioned and there's a lot of choice.
Yeah, but I would prefer to shop in the public market in Huatulco.
It's fresher.
Yes.
Go ahead. Walkability. Like if you didn't want a car, you just wanted to live somewhere that you could walk to restaurants and grocery stores, and how would you? Who's first in that game?
It's very hard because most of the restaurant is on the central. If you stay in the Puerto Escondido Central, then you can get more better price.
Yeah. Puerto Escondido.
Yeah.
You're saying is walkable. I would say Puerto Escondido with Bacocha, my favorite neighborhood in Puerto Escondido, is walkable.
Yes.
The whole thing is walkable. You wouldn't need a car.
Yes.
And those are some of our favorite restaurants that are in that area too.
Yes.
Yeah. Huatulco, I would say it's walkable if you live in the central part around the Zocalo, where the big church is.
Yes.
But everywhere else, you need to take a taxi, wouldn't you say?
Yes.
Yeah. And 𝒉𝒄𝒄𝒄 alone is walkable. If you just live in 𝒉𝒄𝒄𝒄, Mazunte, same thing. Those are walkable, I would say. So Huatulco maybe is the least walkable unless you live in that central area.
Yes.
Old Town?
Yeah.
Puerto Escondido wins in Old Town because it's very Mexican. I like Mexican. I'm not a big fan of places.
And you get a $2.50 haircut.
Yeah.
Very nice.
I like prices that feel like I'm getting value, and I find that in Puerto Escondido. Huatulco has the Old Town area, but they're trying to integrate it kind of with the tourism. It's a bit odd.
Yeah.
Kind of if you stand in the Zocalo, to one side you have locals, to the other it seems like there's a lot of expats. You just need to know which side to walk to.
For me.
It's more touristy.
Yeah.
Where would someone want to retire cheap?
I would choose, for me, I would choose Puerto Escondido, and I will visit Mazunte, 𝒉𝒄𝒄𝒄, and Huatulco. Because these three places is very small for me.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure about you.
Yeah, I think that's the right order. I probably would, Puerto Escondido, I would live in, and I would live in probably Bacocha neighborhood or the Old Town area around the public market, Benito Juarez Market.
I love Bacocha area, and you can go to the 𝐂𝐈𝐕𝐈𝐍𝐈 beach.
Yeah, one of our favorite beaches for sunset.
Beautiful water, and they have a surfing.
Right.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Yes.
But
for the snowbirds.
For snowbirds, they're going to want to come to Huatulco.
Huatulco
It'll seem more like home to them.
Yes.
It won't be so challenging to understand what they eat or
Yes.
to communicate and all the kinds of things.
Oh, they have a lot of the aspect restaurant that you have to book for 2 days
Yeah,
before.
and what would be a $20 or $30 meal in the U.S. or Canada, you're going to get here for $10 in 𝐂𝐻𝐿, and I mean, it'll be as good as, in my opinion.
Yes.
Beach clubs.
Beach club is in Portugal. They have a lot of beach club that you go for a day tour, like the Club Med. Before
The old Club Med,
the
yeah.
old Club Med is become La Ballista. You can spend there for 1,200 peso for a day, including the open
That's
bar.
2 people, right?
One people, 1,200
I
peso.
thought we got an email that said it was cheaper.
No, it's 1,200
Okay.
peso
Right.
per person. You get open bar, you get breakfast and lunch.
$60.
Yes, and they have few hotel, but we didn't email. We just check about this, and we out of time. We cannot go there.
Yeah.
And
So I would recommend it. Did you want to finish? I'm sorry.
yeah.
Go ahead.
In the Playa Chapua, it still have a lot. I mean, a lot here. They have a beach club for you to choose. Their price is rank for 200 to 1,200. It depends on which kind of hotel you choose.
In Playa Tawa?
Chapua is a place that the sea that go to lay at.
Okay.
That we go there
Okay,
for
yeah.
sunset. Yes.
Okay. And then compare that to Puerto Escondido and Pacocha. We found a place, Villa del Sol.
Villa del Sol.
By the way, all of these are just, we're dropping names on you, but each of the retired chief reports has all these details in it. Google Maps, where to go, what stuff costs, where to stay. And so this is a summary, okay? So yeah, I think that was a lovely day for us in Puerto Escondido.
Yeah, and so you are coming here, you can spend on the hotel with a drink, including everything. It depends the condition, so you can check in his website.
Yeah.
So let you know that, wow, you can spend you don't need to stay in the hotel, but you spend their flexibility.
Yeah, so what was that? Was it $5 to get in after 4?
Yes.
And
After
the
4.
$5 goes towards drinks.
Yeah,
and food if you want.
it's consumers. You can. The money that you pay for the entry is you can use
Consumable?
in your food. Yeah, consumable.
Yeah, so your entry fee is like a deposit that you can put towards your food and drink.
Yeah, they want to make sure you spend the 200 peso in a Villa Sol in Puerto Escondido. If you go there after 4 o'clock, it's 100 peso, which
Yeah,
is
so 10
$5.
before 4, after 4 it's
$5.
$5.
Yes.
Great place to go for sunset.
Very good place,
Yeah.
nice, very nice.
Okay.
Okay.
What else?
Probably
Public nudity. Well, there's only one place in Mexico to go for that.
is in the 𝒁𝒊𝒈𝒂.
𝒁𝒊𝒂, yeah.
But in Portugal they have as well people not really full nude, but they have some sunbathing, and then they are just topless.
Topless.
We also saw in the Chachaluca beach.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The
Yeah.
Heart Beach.
The hot
Yeah.
beach that the couple that's
Yeah.
the girl is just topless,
Yeah.
get suntan.
That's right.
Yes. So surfing, snorkeling, and deep sea fishing.
Surfing has to be Puerto Escondido, Playa Zicatela,
Yes.
and a little bit in La Punta. But Puerto Escondido, those 2 beaches are not good for swimming or snorkeling. You want to go to the beaches north of Centro, which would be 𝐂𝐻𝐿, Pacocha, Manzanillo, Angelito.
Yes.
Anyway, they're all on the Puerto Escondido
But for
report.
snorkeling is Huatuco. They have plenty of beaches.
Yeah,
so-
Huatuco is like this is the only where we're now. Bocano,
Yeah.
I think is the surfing beach, and
Yes.
it's not much of a surf today. Maybe normally it's great, but
Yes.
so I would say really it's Puerto Escondido, and we didn't see surfing in 𝒁𝒊𝒂 or 𝒁𝒊𝒂, did we? We
Not
saw a little
really.
bit of boogie boarding, but no surfing.
Yeah. So surfing is Puerto Escondido. Snorkeling is in Huatuco. Deep sea fishing.
Deep sea fishing.
Fishing.
I would say Huatuco.
Huatuco.
For what a lot of my audience expects when they want to go deep sea fishing, they want a nice boat with rigs and expensive. Yeah, that's.
Check out the price. I tell you the tips and how you get the cheap boat. you go to 𝐿𝐷 the Marina Bay. You
Yeah, in
just
Santa Cruz Marina Bay.
and then you just walk around. The fishermen will come approach you and give you the price. Their price is way more cheaper than you go to the tour
Yeah.
company and everything. You know. you
Yeah,
can
so
just,
go to the bay, go get the prices. You'll see all the boats there in Santa Cruz, Playa Santa Cruz and 𝐷, and then just walk around all the boats, and they'll start coming up into you. Obviously, better
Yes, that's how we got our luxury bay tour.
prices. Yeah.
How about hospital?
I would say 𝐷.
Yeah, when you walk down from the
There's like
central,
yeah,
you see like
3-4 hospitals in a row.
3-4 hospital is on the road. It's crazy.
Yeah, so they're definitely catering to that snowboard crowd that's
Yeah,
worried
yeah.
about having a heart attack or whatever.
Yes, nightlife and happy hour.
It's a little hard to judge that because we're during COVID-19 here and
Yeah.
that it's not allowed. But I would presume that Port Escondido is going to have a crazy nightlife.
Yes, they do.
Normally.
They do have a pretty crazy because on August they have a rave party.
Oh,
in
rave
the-
parties in Port Escondido?
Yes, in Port Escondido.
Probably in La Punta or
No,
Playa
no,
Zicatela?
it's Playa Zicatela, the
Okay.
Buddha bar.
Okay, Buddha Bar. Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's crazy. And then after on September there's lockdown again, and then they close everything and no beer on the beach. But now it's open again, so
Yeah.
I cannot tell you now they are open beach or not open beach. It's, you need to check every month, every time when you want to come to the
Yeah,
place.
yeah. So nightlife, I would say 𝐷 is a different kind of nightlife. It's an
Yes.
older crowd, more into jazz and
They have
live
live
music,
music.
but not electronic music.
Yeah, it's not. It's foreigner live music.
And 𝒍𝒊𝒏𝒈 is like hippieville. I mean, people are smoking pot, sitting on the beach, and I'm sure that probably means acoustic music or rock and roll or whatever.
Yes.
And 𝒪🠬, that's going to be house and trance, just because of the music we heard walking around.
Cost of living.
Cost of living. I would say it's not unlike most of Mexico where you have layers of potential cost of living because you have locals that are living here and they just can't afford to pay what the expats can. And so there's layers. I would say in all three places you probably could. Well, the locals, of course, are going to live on $500 or $600 or less per month, and the expats are probably spending anywhere from like $1,200 to $2,000 a month. So, depending on where you are, you can find your spot. If you're kind of like us and you're cheap, you're on the low end, you probably could live for $1,000 to $1,500 a month in all three of the areas.
Yeah. Plus, you know, if not COVID, actually we will take collectivo to
Yeah.
go to everywhere.
Yeah.
So if you tell me where is the easy place for collectivo and the transportation is more easier,
Yeah.
I would say Puerto Escondido and 𝐷. They have collectivo, they have buses. Then it will be lower your
Much
cost.
lower.
Much lower your cost.
Instead of paying like $1.50 for a taxi ride, which really is nothing,
Yeah.
you might pay 15-25 cents.
But our transportation fee is much more than the.
Yeah, we're paying more than we normally do because we
Yeah.
ride the local stuff usually,
Yeah.
but it's all closed now because of COVID.
That's why my budget cannot be below 1,000 now. Very
Yeah.
sad. I have to set my budget that for living for a month is only below 1,000.
Yeah.
That would be very proud.
Yeah. Anything else?
No,
That it?
this is distant to the beach and the best
Yeah,
beaches.
Port Escondido, you're on the beach.
Yes.
𝒍𝒊𝒏𝒈, you're on the beach. 𝒪🠬,
Yeah,
you're
on
on the
the beach.
beach. 𝐷, you probably need to take a taxi.
You need to take a taxi. It's not walkable.
I mean, you might be on one beach, but any other beach you'll have to take a taxi to. So
Yes.
yeah.
So
So, final analysis. Which one do you pick? Where do you want to retire cheap?
for me, if I wanted to stay in the place for 3 years, I cannot say forever because it's not me.
Yeah.
So I would choose Puerto Escondido for
In what neighborhood?
in Bacocho.
Cococho, yeah. That's what I agree. I would pick that first. I would pick probably 𝐷 second
Yeah.
because of that Old Town Zocalo area.
Yes.
And then 𝒍𝒊𝒏𝒈 and 𝒪🠬 are just a bit small for my taste.
If you can live on the tanks on the beach and you can fishing for your food, then 𝒍𝒊𝒏𝒈 and 𝒪𠬬 is the best choices.
Anyway, details about all these places are on vagabondbuddha.com. That's my retire cheap reports.
Oh, yeah.
place.
I forget to mention about cinema.
Cinema.
Yeah, I saw cinema in 𝒷,
Oh yeah.
but I didn't see any cinema in Puerto Escondido. I'm not sure, but I'm sure they have because they are bigger.
Yeah.
And surprisingly, 𝒍𝒊𝒏𝒈 they have cinema as well.
Oh yeah,
the small cinema, they play the old.
that's like a bar
movie.
playing movies on a projector. So.
Yeah, that's all. That's all I want to tell you. That's all.
So thanks for listening to our video. We really appreciate it. Please like, subscribe, comment, share. Any of that would help our business. We'd really appreciate it.
Yes, and also come to my video. I'll try to make it better right now.
Yeah, come to
My channel.
and give us some ideas about what you think you'd like to see on 𝐂𝐿𝐴's channel.
So see you next time.
Take care. Thanks for watching our video. Click the link in the notes below this video to get a copy of this content. Plus, grab a free copy of my ebook, How I Fired My Boss and Traveled the World for 13 Years. While you're there, check out our catalog of retired cheap reports all over the world and our hobby income course that we just released. Thanks so much.